I'll check who you are, don't worry. Thank you. Happy bank holiday to you. If you are in England, I don't think it goes all the way to Scotland. But if you are in England, and I say happy bank holiday there, you're going to call me on 07908 628240. How can you bring up children in the United Kingdom to avoid the issue of social services? We've talked about this last time. We want to look at it in depth again. How can you bring up kids to avoid the issue of... I didn't say you should call me now. How can you bring up kids in the United Kingdom? Thank you. To avoid the issue of social services all the time. It's a bank holiday. Today's Monday, and it's about 2:42 in England now. The bank holiday is in England, so it's for the English people. I don't think it goes all the way to Scotland. But the bank holiday is here today, and we're going back to work tomorrow. Before the time goes without doing anything tangible today, I've been sleeping and doing all sorts of things, but it's coming to my mind that there is a topic that I need to discuss to the public at large, because I was able to attend to some issues last week, and I've always have my diary prepared for each topic that I would like to discuss with my fans in the public, so that is why I have this topic today. But before I go on, appreciation to Pastor Mr. and Mrs. Akintimeye at New Assemblies Church in Plaistow, the Redeemed Church in Plaistow, New Assemblies, and the congregation as well. My appreciation to them for inviting me in as the guest speaker of the day on 26th of August, which was last week Saturday. I really enjoyed myself. It was like returning home, because I have had seminar there before, so I have spoken there initially, I think some years back, I can't remember. So I have good relationship with the Pastor Mr. and Pastor Mrs. Akintimeye, New Assemblies Church at Redeemed Church in number 1A Cumberland Plaistow. So if one of you are living around that area and you haven't got church to go to, I think I can vouch for them, and I can recommend those family to you to join them and worship with them. I think they are credible, they are worthy. I think they are honest with their service, and God knows their heart, So I was privileged to be the guest speaker of the day on the 26th last Saturday, and that is why it was a copyright. It's always a copyright when I speak, so there is no way I can bring it to public for anyone to have, other than the Facebook Matter one, which is different. As a qualified solicitor, there are some rules and regulations that one has to follow from time to time when you are speaking in the public. And sometimes when it's being televised, you are under kind of a close scrutiny and watch. So there are things that you cannot say. But when it's not televised and it's privately done, just between us and the congregation at large that attended, things can be spoken at large. A lot of things are shared, over there. We speak many things, and without censoring. And I so much privilege to be among those people on that day. So I want to welcome you on board, all of you that are coming on. But if you live around this London area and you are in Plaistow and you don't have a church to go to, I recommended number 1A Cumberland to you. Cumberland is in Plaistow, E13. It's E138LH. You go to their service, Pastor Mr. and Mrs., and go and see what is happening there, and then you take it on. It's a very friendly family church, family environment. So I have no problem in recommending it to anyone that wants to service with them in Plaistow area. But let me crack on. You know me that I have my own church that I go to, and I've been so loyal for 25 years. So if I come to attend with any church, I will only attend during the service. If your service is worth attending, and I can gain what I want to gain, I attend during the week. But for Sundays, I have to return back to those who hold me, which is the Majestic Queen Church of England, where I am so privileged to be part of those senior people there for the past 25 years. So nothing can be done behind our back. We need to know what is going on. It's about accountability at the Church of England. It's about accountability. Everything is done in the book, in the record. So you cannot do it off record. So this is why it's good for me. I can't go to anywhere where I will not be comfortable. But I am privileged to answer calls from time to time from my father and my mothers in the Lord that always call me. Great respect, sir and ma. All of you that always invite me to speak to your congregation all the time. I give you kudos to you all because you believe in me, and that is why you call me on from time to time. I shall continue to be the person you want me to be, and I will not leave the path that you expected me to be on. I will always stay on my lane, so there will be no problem. And I will hold my head high in the society as well. So, like I said, there is so much going on and happening in the society, especially in terms of bringing up children in the society. I, as a mother, as a wife, as a full-time professional person, I am privileged to have the opportunity to be in the public glare, to speak from time to time, and to encourage the younger ones and even the older ones that are making mistakes, to tell them exactly what needs to be done and how to go about it. I am not in the office today. I'm so sorry. I have to use my part of my garden, and it's a large garden, so I have to cut it and use, I have to just come to some of the part of the side of it, where I have my fruits growing. If you can see, I am in the garden of Eden, Ogba Ajara, minimum wise, níbi tí Ọlọ́run ti ń gbé so àwọn èso lóríṣiríṣi, Ọlọ́run máa mú wá. So, today bank holiday, I'm thinking, heavily, and I looked into my diary. I looked at the next topic that's supposed to have been discussed. So and I realized that it was something to do with parents and children in the United Kingdom, how to bring up children without the involvement of the social services. It's quite crucial, because if you cannot train a child single-handedly in the community and government is getting involved all the time, it means there's something missing in that element of parenthood. There is something missing, and that is what we need to look at. And for anyone that wants to, this is the telephone number that you will call me on. Don't forget that I'm in my garden, so I cannot release my telephone number to the public in the garden here. But so you need to look at the wall from time to time to pick up the telephone number that you are going to call on now straight away. Though it's my office T-Mobile, it's not my private line. But at the same time, one has to be very careful releasing information carefully. Hello. Okay, I'm on a live program. Are you okay to speak? Okay, go on then. Right. No, you can only do 28 days before it expires. You can't do more than that. Yes, 28 days before it expires. But nothing more than that, yes. No problem, bye. So we're talking about how to raise children without allowing the authority to get involved. It's quite crucial in what we're talking about, because most of the times I realize that there are so many mistakes being made. Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Did you just call me now? Did you call me now? Show me minister. Okay. 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 Okay, all right. Let me know when you get there. All right, bye. Thank you. Right, sorry about that. So the issue here is that what can we do, or what have we been doing that we are not doing properly as a parent, that can be done in a way that the government doesn't have to involve to take care of your kids, that the social services does not have to intervene, and the police does not have to come in to get involved in this matter. What is the problem? Would it be the breakdown in relationship between the parties in the first instance that is causing that problem? Would it be the stress of work that is giving that problem to the parents? Would it be the time constraint? Would it be the environment, the changes in the environment? What exactly is the situation? That is what we need to clarify. And there is no way you can pretend to show that this thing is not happening. It is happening. Hello? Ekaso. Ben. Okay, I've taken you off from speaker. Okay. Ewa lọ́dọ̀ social services. Okay, you are the primary carer from court. Okay, so what do you want to know? So are you saying at the moment you are the primary carer of the children? So where is their mom then? She has, but is she a UK citizen? So she has British passport, okay. And you have the responsibility to take care of the children. Okay, so what exactly are you trying to find out from me? What type of help are you seeking from them in the first instance? I want to know. From the social services, yes. But how you living together? So she's supposed to be receiving assistance from the government if she's a UK citizen, isn't it? I tell you what you can do. You have my office number. I think you should be booking an appointment and come and see me. Do you understand? I think that's what you need to do in this situation. Yeah. Okay? All right, yeah. Okay, bye. Yeah. Well, it's still on the same matter, and we're talking about, what exactly is the problem. I know a lot of people want to call, so there's quite some missed call now, but you can call back in now. The line is available. I am aware of the situation between parents and the authority, or let me use the word stakeholders, in terms of the taking care of children in the United Kingdom. The environment you guys are, whether black or white, it's an environment where the rules and regulations are, prevailing. They come first. In any circumstances, the rule of law comes first. And that's what we need to understand. Hello? Yeah. Kasnao, you want to chip into the topic? Right. Yeah, of course, that can be done. That can be done if there is an evidence. You see, the thing is that people need to understand that everything you do in this country, you must be able to have evidence. Exactly. So if you're going to say that, okay, you will need assistance as a single parent and you cannot afford to go to full-time employment because you're a single parent, you want to take care of your kids, the salary you're earning or the wage you are earning is quite small, then you will need to have your pay slips, your bank statement to corroborate the evidence. Do you understand? So when the time comes, you have to see me before time so that we can know what to do. You will need to book appointment and come for consultation first. November is not far anymore, so you have to be wary of that. So you probably will need to, they need to have it by October 11th or 10th. So you will need to see me by end of September. Well, when you come and I look at the bank statement and the thing, I'll be able to assess you whether it's something that will go through or not. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have to if you want to get it right. I'm not being funny with that, but something is something that you must have time to do properly. Okay. All right then. Okay. Bye. Okay. Bye. So the question here is, how can we get it done? How can we do it properly? The thing I'm looking at today that's really giving me concern as an experienced person in the United Kingdom, I have managed to look at the issues surrounding the circumstances of social services intervention, police intervention into homes and taking children away. And I've realized that the majority of the parents are faulty in a way that there is no neighbors in England. You should be aware of that. There isn't a neighbor in England. Hello. Yeah. Okay. When you guys finish, let me know what you have discussed. Tẹ́ bá ti ṣe sọ́jọ́ kí n mọ̀ mo wà lórí line nísìn. Call me back when you finish. So the system is quite different, and there is no way you can compare them together. They are not comparable. They are different. When you are in Rome, you behave Roman. When you are in England, you behave English. And I'm not saying that a lot of English families are not getting into trouble in this manner as well, but I've managed to research and look at their mistake. Their mistake is not different from that of others who have come to live in the United Kingdom. The majority of the mistakes some parents made are as a result of them being so careless, neglecting children in the house on their own. And that is why the authority gets involved. Now, back there in a non-European country, you have neighbors. Even Australia have neighbors. And that is why we have a program called Neighbors. Even Australian has neighbors. So if you leave kids in the house, your neighbors will be aware that the child are on their own. They will go there and go and check and look after them for you. But in England is OYO. And when you know the meaning of OYO on your own, there is nothing called neighbors in England. In fact, if you guys manage to see each other once a week, you are lucky. Not to now talk of having a relationship of going into each other's house and be telling each other that I'm going out, my kids are on their own, please look after them. So it is therefore evident that sometimes when you leave kids in the house on their own and they are underage, it is your neighbors that alert the authorities or the stakeholders. If it will be your neighbors, it will be your enemies that are watching your footsteps to make sure that you fall. So either be your neighbor that alert the authority or your enemy that is expecting you to fall at any time. So it is therefore important to understand that the system we have, it's different entirely from what they practice outside United Kingdom, elsewhere. Thank you. Majority of the time is the neighbors that will alert the stakeholders that you have left your child on your own. And now let me ask you a question. Some of you call yourself parents. What type of work would you be going to, and you will take a risk overnight and leave an underage child to sleep in the house by himself or by herself overnight? What if that child wake up in the night, turn on the gas, turn on electricity, or go do something stupid, possibly go to the door and open the door and just walk out of the house? And you are saying that you have gone to work to go and earn money in order to assist that child. If you think that you want to assist that child and bring that child in a stable and proper environment, why couldn't you get a sleeping person, an adult, to take care of that child while you are at work? What is the problem? Why can't we get this thing right? Where have you gone wrong in this scenario? Bear it in mind, this is the same country I was born and raised before I returned back. And this is the same country where I got married and have all my children. And the system hasn't changed from the one that since I was born here. So it is possible that children can stand up and sleepwalk. They can sleepwalk out of the house. And if a child sleepwalk out of the house, they can be hit by a car and killed. So even if you're lucky enough, the social service or the police came in to intervene, you're lucky. The bad one is what that person just mentioned, sleepwalk. If a child sleepwalk out of the house, can be hit by a vehicle and can be killed immediately. Good afternoon as you are coming on. Good afternoon. God bless you. God bless you as you are coming on. So we really need to look at it. Why are we having this problem? Why is this disparities? Because I don't think it's a big deal to be a mother. If God has blessed you enough to carry a child in your womb, I think you should be able to sacrifice. You see, the class of motherhood involves sacrifice. The class of motherhood needs someone who can sacrifice her lifestyle, her time, her everything to raise those children up in a stable and proper environment. What are you saying to me? Are you saying that you're living where you are from your country of origin to come and live here is for you to just come and chase money alone? It is not about money. Everything is not about money. It is not about money all the time. You see, there are some things that you have to take care of. And those things will take care of you at your old age. A child that is not properly brought up is a child that will sell your property. It is a child that will kill you. It's a child that will bring you to the authority at all times, causing problem in your life. Because at a tender age, when you're supposed to be there for that child, you were missing. You were busy chasing money all along. You see, when my kids are growing, you cannot find me in the public work. I was so much into them. So there is no way you can find me in a public work when I have a tender age children. I begin to come to public to work and to be so active in my professional career after so many years that I have given my time to them as a mother, that I know that yes, they have been properly brought up, they can go to school, they can come back on their own, they can do things without me most times. That is when you now see me a bit in the public. But regardless of, listen, typical example today, my 17-year-old has gone out to watch film at 11 o'clock with his friend. I have not allowed him to go out since how many weeks now, that holiday, apart from the holiday we went. Now, he went out at exactly 2 o'clock. I have been using my phone call to chase him around. I will have come online to start this program at 2 o'clock. I didn't come online until I make sure that that boy returned to my house before I start this program. The question here is that what age can a child go to school and come back home themselves? Now, depending on the distance of the school to the house, you see, they start going to school and return home on their own when they are in secondary school. But then you have to make sure that the school is not that too far from home. You cannot expect a child of 11 years old to be traveling a distance 1 hour on the bus to get to school and to return back home. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. So the distance is what you need to take into account. All my children start going to school at secondary school age. But at primary school age, I don't allow it. I get someone for them to drop them and go and pick them back for me. And if I am available, I go to school and pick them back. And I make sure they go to the same school together so that they can have good rapport and good relationship and can be each other's brothers' keepers. You know, it is so important that children go to the same school. The only way they will not go to the same school when you start taking one to single-sex school, a male school, female school. That is when you are separating them. But I would always advise that it is better for them to go to mixed school so that they can understand life and grow together and understand each other better. But the issue is, what can be done to control the interventions of the authority, the stakeholders, into your family, into your home, and be training children for you? Because the situation is becoming rampant. And when we say situation is becoming rampant, we meant it. It's becoming rampant. So it needs to be controlled. Now, if you are a single parent, listen carefully. If you are a single parent and you have a good job, you should be able to afford an assistant in the house to pick them and drop them for you. If you're going to be working overnight to do sleepover at work, like nurses that do night shift, or carer do night shift, support worker, I'm afraid you should be taking those kids when you're on duty to sleep overnight. You should be taking them to your friend's house or family's house, or get somebody to stay with them overnight in the house, an adult. It is not advisable for you to leave children on their own overnight. Apart from being against the law on the land, it's against the ethics and moral for a good mother to practice that. It is not good for a good mother to practice that kind of thing. Look at the Greenfield Tower situation. If any mother were to have left a child overnight in that flat, in that building, on that fateful day, there is no need for such mother to continue to live, because it will be the biggest regret of her lifetime. And I am not saying it's for mother alone. I'm saying to parents generally. The issue we're talking about here is parents generally. So it's not just about mother. It's about those who are opportune to be a parent, that God has placed child under your care. And there is no need for you that you are fostering somebody else's child and you are maltreating that child at the same time. It is bad. If you are a foster parent and you are fostering a child, the social services took that child from the biological mother or parent. The child was now placed under your care as a trusted person. You now end up maltreating that child. You are breaching the law and you should be reported. Your license should be revoked as well. So it's not about private household I'm talking about. It's about all of you that you are being placed to be in charge as a mother. So a foster carer that taking kids from the social services in the name of salary, getting that kids under your roof, and then at the end of the day, it come up that the child is not properly looked after. You were just collecting the money from the government and pocketing it. I think it's really bad. You cannot do that. The society will not condone that. It is against the law. The child was taken from a place to thinking that it's going to be placed into a safe home. But at the end of the day, he or she wasn't properly looked after. So it's wrong. It is completely wrong. It's immoral and breaches the system completely. In fact, it's against the law. If you want to call in, we are on 07908 628 40. Let me look at what you are looking so that I can see whether we are. I know we can hear each other. I just want to look at what you are looking as well. So it is not right. It is not something that I will recommend to anyone. When a child is being taken from social services, from parent to social services, and social services now places into a foster care, I'm saying that you need to look after those children on a trust. If you are not a good parent, you shouldn't be fostering. There is no need for you to be denying those children what they're supposed to have been, what they're supposed to have received from their parents and they couldn't get. And bear it in mind, it is not that their mother or their father doesn't love them. It's just that there is breakdown of communication in between. And the authority took it or misinterpreted the whole thing. And this is why we people that understand both systems need to come in and assist the government and the parents that are from foreign countries coming to live here. It is an opportunity for someone like me that managed to understand both systems carefully. Being born in England and raised up in England and then go back and raise up in Nigeria and again is an opportunity for me to understand both countries at large. But I said to you all, and I will not deny it, God bless United Kingdom. And then God bless Nigeria. Someone says a scenario happened in my area. Zimbabwe's family live on my crescent. The 1-year-old was alone 10 houses to mine. White family were having a work parent, grandparents, and their kids. The 1-year-old was alone, and the white family were knocking on doors. They were told to come and knock on my door, that my house. I'm still waiting for more write-up there. Walk alone. I want to look at that write-up properly because I cannot manage to see the write-up. It's quite sunny in England today. So you miss out for anyone that wants to come to England for holiday. I didn't come. I think you miss out. It's quite sunny in England today. Very, very hot. You can see my face. I am not a lighter person. It was the sun that turned me to a light person. I am not a whitish lady. Okay? I am dark and shine in chocolate color. You know, so we're going to look at the what you're saying now. We need to forget about that. What we are looking at is the question the person somebody just raised now. Hello, thank you for calling in. Are you calling to join us on the program?
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello,
thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Are you calling to join us on the program?
Go ahead. I'll be interpreting it to the word. Go ahead. I don't have choice.
So gbàtí ìdílé yẹn pọ̀ láti bí ọdún kan ni mo ti gbéwè wọlé tí wọ́n ti tà mí lọ. So ìyàwó mi wá pè social services pé wọ́n jọ pé kí wọ́n wá ràn wá ní ọwọ́ pé láti ọjọ́ yìí pé àwọn tí gbọ́n kankan nípa ìwé ọkọ òun àti pé ilé ráyè ran ilé lọ́wọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bó ti yẹ àti pé òun dẹ̀ ti jẹ gbèsè. Wọ́n ní ìṣẹ́ mi nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ. Wọ́n láwọn ò lè ṣe kankan báwo lè ṣe kankan lórí ẹ̀. Ipe but tó bá jẹ́ pé mò ń nà tàbí mò ń dà láàmú.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Ṣé ẹ rí i pé àwọn gangan ló ń kọ̀ sí wàhálà táwọn ọmọdé tán fi ń nà wọ́n?
Mọ́mí gbàtó pé táyé mò ń nà tàbí mò ń dà láàmú tàbí mo jẹ́ wàhálà fún ọmọ mi pé kó jẹ́ káwọn gbọ́ pé àwọn máa dá lónìí ojú ẹsẹ̀. Ìgbà tí wọ́n pè padà lórí fóònù tí wọ́n sọ kí ní ẹ̀fọn mi ò kọ́kọ́ gbàgbọ́. Ìgbà tó di ìjọ́ kẹta wọ́n sẹ́ndì lẹ́tà sí ọ̀dọ̀ wa. The same thing tó sọ fún mi náà ló wà lórí síta.
Ló kọ sínú ló write up.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mà.
That is terrible.
Yes, pé nǹkan tó bá wọn sọ pé nípa ọ̀rọ̀ òwe ọkọ ẹ̀ o, pé àwọn ò lè ràn lọ́wọ́ o. Pé wá jẹ́ pé mò ń nà tàbí mò ń dà láàmú tàbí ó ní nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ sọ nípa mi. Pé kò jẹ́ kí àwọn gbọ́. So mọ́mí ìṣe rí Ọlọ́run á máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ because ìlú tá a wà yìí a lè sọ pé mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ wa a lè sọ pé wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ wa. So gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ máa ń ṣe kí ẹ máa ṣe. So ẹ ní àwòrán nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi táyé pé mo bá ní wàhálà pé èmi àti ẹ̀ ń jà ń sẹ̀sẹ̀ mo mọ̀ pé àwọn ènìyàn wọn ti lọ gẹ̀gùn kalẹ̀. Ìpè òkè o lágbájá bàbá èmi ọmọ ìdúró mi ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ sáwà dúdú. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ alábàágbé tó jó ìbò tó wà ní àdúgbò wa àdúgbò tí ṣe sáwọn ìyàwó wọn àtọmọ wọn. Kò sí tó wá kalẹ̀ fún wọn tó wá sọ pé báyìí. Kọ́lọ́run kó wa yọ nípa. So contribution will be better.
Eshegoni, thank you. Bless you. Bless you. Yeah, bless you. He feels so comfortable to speak in his dialect, but let me interpret back what he has just said to me here now. The volume is the highest at the moment because I'm not in the office, so I was unable to connect it with the speaker in the office. I usually use speaker in the office, so that is why. But I'm unable to connect it with the speaker because I'm at home in my garden, so that is why. So apologies to that, but that is the highest volume for the office thing. And I think I'm on the highest with the iPad as well. So I'm really sorry if you can't, but I will try as much as possible. But I don't want to be a noisy neighbor. So I don't want to disturb my neighbors to be speaking too loud because everybody's in their gardens enjoying themselves today, possibly. So let me reiterate what the gentleman just said now. Basically, they have issues and they went to social services for assistance. And the social services said to the wife that they cannot assist her unless if her husband is beating her. So you should quote that. They will only be able to assist and give assistance in probably aid, in terms of financial assistance, if she's getting beaten by the husband. So you can see the encouragement from domestic violence where it's where the grassroots is coming from, where it's coming from generally. You can see it. How can the authority or the stakeholder say that unless if your husband is beating you, that is when we can assist you? And this is the reason why we have an increased numbers of single parents in our community. The ladies tend not to have regard for their men anymore as a result of them knowing that they will get assistance from the social welfare. But I said to you last time, the social welfare benefit was not created for you and I that have legs and arms and eyes and able and capable. The social welfare benefit is for the soldiers that are returned after Second World War, those that were injured, that were unable to go back into full service. And that is the reason why it was introduced, Welfare Benefit Act 1948, because the war ended around 47. So the Welfare Benefit Act has to be introduced in order to cater for the problems of those who came back from war injured. So the social welfare benefit wasn't introduced for an able person like you and I, somebody of buoyant, outspoken, with charisma, with a nice personality. No, it wasn't for you. Your purpose is to go to the employment and fetch out and get something. But the social service is now saying that to assist you when you are having turbulence in your financial situation, they will not be able to assist you unless you have problem in your relationship. And I think that is nonsense. I think that is absolutely nonsense. That shouldn't even take place at all. That shouldn't be a language which should be spoken. But this is just confirmed from the horse's mouth. So it wasn't something that I just pick up from the book. I've told you, the topic I deal with is experience. I don't deal with academic, something that you have to be reading and start thinking of how to interpret it to public. No, they are practicals. And that's what makes my work stand out. I deal with practical things every time. The church I went to speak on Saturday at the seminar to talk about family, career, and ministry, how a woman can do that at the same time, 3 of those things. Of course it's possible. Of course it's possible. If you're smart, if you're intelligent, if you're humble, if you have the charismatics, if you have the personality, if you can mind your business and you can close your mouth a bit, of course it's possible. Because you can't step on toes and want to do all those things at the same time. It's not possible. You will fall down in between because the toes you have stepped on, they will probably stretch it in the front for you to step on. So you will fall with it. So you have to be careful. The round tree created cradle to grave, which is why many people sit back on the house and want everything given to them. I don't understand that English. You know, let's speak correct English, please. Let's speak some language that will be appreciated by people that are listening to us. Try to use academic. Try to use conservative English. I love people on my forum to use the word that the world will respect. I love people to use English that the whole world will respect. You know, so try to correct that thing. If you want to talk back to me, can you rephrase that thing and let me understand you very well? I don't want you to use language on the street, please. I want you to use correct English. I know you can do better, and I appreciate you. You know, so yeah. Okay. The school, the surgery, and every organization the child comes in contact with are always trying to find out if the child is not comfortable at home. Did you hear that? And it's so terrible. When a happy child is a happy child, why would a third party be asking them questions? That is why when my kids are growing, I don't leave them in the hands of a third party to interview them for me, because I love my kids dearly, and I don't allow anybody to bring them up for me. So I don't like people, even till now that they have grown up, if we manage to be in church at the same time together, I told them, don't give interview to anybody and be asking you what you studied yesterday or where you are coming from at your age. You have passed that. And I understand that some people are very nosy. They find it very enjoyable to get to know what is going on in somebody else's house. But I don't have the time. I have never in my lifetime have time to ask you what is going on in your household, because I have not even finished catering for my own. So why should I have your own time? Having your time should be an incentive for you that I even have time to come and ask you questions about your family. You should be happy, because I don't have it. I don't have the time. So if any authority or any stakeholder is doing that, I think they should be brought to justice. They should be questioned. They should be stand up against. They shouldn't be let them go free like that. Nobody should let them just go free and talk and go free. I don't think it should be acceptable. So it's something that anyone could challenge and say, listen, why are you questioning my child? Why are you asking my child question? Because I noticed that, and I've got some reports on my desk. Most of the problems that parents are facing with social services today are as a result of head teacher not minding her business, or the school teacher not minding his business or her business. When you report a child to the father or to the mother, of course, an African parent will want to take an action to warn his or her child from doing the same thing again. And when they want that child, you know that they scream or they do something, they're not going to hurt their kids, because it's the way of bringing children up where they are coming from. So it's not the same way in England. And don't forget, in England, before the eradication of corporal punishment in England, we used to have corporal punishment here up until the late 80s. There used to be corporal punishment in England. The case went to European Court of Justice. And that is why we have the Friedman. In that case, whereby the parents went to go and report the teachers at boarding school caning their children, and they said that it's a corporal punishment, it degrades their children, it's against the law, it breaches their rights under Article 3 of the European Convention of Human Rights. But there used to be one in the United Kingdom. Don't let anybody deceive you. In fact, today, the boarding school are still controlling the kids in school. They are still giving them that punishment if they misbehave. It might not be corporal, but they're still having that respect for their teachers. And respect starts from home. If parents were not given that autonomy to control and be in charge, by having the fear of the authority, what would the authority say, whether they would take the kids away from me, then it makes life difficult for them to talk to their kids. Maybe it's because we are now in 21st century, because when I was bringing my kids up, I don't think about authority. I don't think about anybody as a third party. It's just between the two of us that brought them to this world. So we were opportune to raise them between ourselves. So I never have any mind to think about the police anywhere or anything. And my kids are always at home. They're always free. Their behavior is always that they're free. They are free to do things in the house the way they want it. So I am not a parent that go out and forget about the kids inside the house. But then at the same time, I'm saying that the authority needs to back off. The stakeholders need to back off and relax. And most problems are now coming from the so-called social workers who are looking for promotions now. The social workers are fighting for upliftment at work. And as a result of that, they tend to be writing jargons in their report. I saw some report last week and I was bemused. I was flabbergasted. A report of a social worker was completely out of norm. It was disgusting. The write-up was irritating. It was out of the world. And how can we do that? She's doing it because she's just chasing promotion, extra salary, extra ladder, because she's a civil servant. So without writing jargons in her report, she was not going to get promotion. But I don't condone that kind of nonsense reports. So when clients bring such reports to my desk, and I manage to view them and peruse, I get irritated. I have managed one or twice to call social worker of a particular case, and I told her off. I said, listen, you will be sacked if care is not taken, because your report must not go to public glare. If your report comes to public, you are going to be sacked. And that's my stand in the society. That is my position in the society as a solicitor. I want to make sure that things are done properly. I want to make sure that parents knows what they are doing. I want to make sure that things are done in a way that it's not biased. Because if the system is biased, then we will not be able to know whether the system is running perfectly. You know. Is it legal? Because I'm in my garden, what are you talking about, Florence? Is it legally okay to leave a 15-year-old with a 3-year-old? By law, it is not right. But that 15-year-old, if they are... Listen. Let me answer you in affirmative. If a 15-year-old is a boy and a 3-year-old is a girl, I think you are doing something stupid. But if a 15-year-old is a girl and a 15-year-old and a 3-year-old is a girl, I think it's okay. And if it depends on the age of that 15, it depends on the mental way of thinking of that 15-year. Some 15-year-old are not matured at all. I'm not joking, but some 15-year-old are much mature, like 21-year-old. My first child has been doing work for me in the house from the age of 7-year-old. The Yoruba proverb says charity begins at home. Ile Latin ko eshoro de. If a child is not properly brought up, they will not grow up. You will only be counting age. You cannot count on them. So the 15-year-old has to be matured enough. And when we talk of 15-year-old, he has to be of the same sex. I beg your pardon. If she's a 15-year-old girl living with a 3-year-old boy, that's fine. But you cannot leave a 15-year-old boy with a 3-year-old girl. 15-year-old boy can be careless. But if it's a 15-year-old girl, I can vouch. But then what about the mental way of her thinking? Is she matured upstairs? So you got to look into that. You cannot just say for the sake of 15 and 3 years, there's a 12-year gap between them, and as a result of that, you just want to take it on the face value and leave 3-year-old with him or her. No, you cannot do that. You got to think about the age and the mental way, the mentality of that 15-year-old person. Is she matured enough? Because if she's not matured enough, I'm afraid you're going to mess it up. So the answer to that is a bit, rough. And that's why I said it depends on the mental upset of the 15-year-old. But legally, it's not up to the age. 18-year-old is the correct age. Everything starts from 18 in the country. In fact, 15 is not right. If it's 16, you can still manage 16, 17. But 15 is not right. Now, if it's a child that you have brought up properly with good way of thinking, why not? It is not that head teachers are not minding their business, but they have duty of care. When there is any reason to suspect that the child is at risk or likely to suffer significant harm, then the head will have to take action. I agree with you. I have no problem in the duty of care. Believe me or not, I concur with the word duty of care. And I also concur with the significant harm. So I underline those two languages. Duty of care, significant harm. I would not tolerate a scenario where a child come to my school if I'm an head teacher and the child come every day crying or look wretched. Of course, I would interview that child and I would take the appropriate steps because the part of my responsibility, if I'm a head teacher, is to make sure that the best interest of the children will come first to me, Section 55 of the Act. So I will have to make sure that they are properly looked after. But the scenario I am looking at and I'm talking about is a scenario whereby I see that the child is a happy child, the dad is a happy father, and the dad dropped the child all the time to school without any problem. But then it appears that there is something happening between the child and the school. The child is trying to be a child one day and play stubborn in school. Then the teacher continues to report the child to the father. Of course, an African father will take an action against that child. So when they now take action against that child, the school authority is now calling the social services and calling the police. I think that teacher is wrong to do that. I think the head teacher will be wrong to do that. There is no significant harm at that particular stage. When there is harm, both of us will understand that there is harm here, and the authority will have to take a reasonable step to ensure that the child is well protected. But in that kind of scenario, there wasn't any. So the school teacher fails, and the parents were let down. They were actually let down in that scenario because it shouldn't have been in that manner. You are the one that actually reports the matter. Of course, you should allow the father to take action since you are failed to take action in that respect. So it's both ways. It's both ways. It's both ways, and you cannot. Hello? Hello? Yeah, hi. Yeah, Cousin, can you hear me? Good afternoon. Yeah. I'm on live program, yes. I'm not in the office. Today is a bank holiday. Yes, I will be in the office tomorrow, yes. Okay, all right. Thank you there. So I'm in the office tomorrow. Yeah, bye. Parents surely have the right to contest the reports and they have the right to see what is written about them. Exactly. It looks as if Quinty is an experienced person. Are you a real person or you are just a Facebook friend, just not a real person? Because I'm reading your English language and I can connect it with law. And it looks as if you are somebody who's working within the environment of either social services, family unit, or a family practitioner person. So if you have some more information to shed light to parents there, can you type it out and let parents know what to do in case they are in trouble with the social services? Can you let them know when to leave children on their own and when not to leave children on their own? But what really brought me out to this topic is that I have seen that parents lack some decorum. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want some clients to be affected. But at the same time, I have got my go-ahead before I came out today to speak on this topic. I have my go-ahead on a particular subject matter that we are dealing with today. And there are so many scenarios, but I have go-ahead to discuss it. I have discussed similar issues like this before, but I'm saying that what is going on? Why should Nigerian parents most especially be losing kids into the hands of authority nowadays? I thought you are one of the best parents in the world, that you can take care of children without even allowing third parties intervention. Why do you now lost that parenthood? Why do you now lost that responsibility? Why do you now lost that respect and credibility? What went wrong? The statistics is now showing that there's quite a high numbers of parents that children are being taken away from now from the Nigerian community. So I am asking you a question out there, if you are there and listening to me online. What have you done wrong? Where have you gone wrong? What do you supposed to do that you are not doing that made you got it wrong and made the authority go upset? Because if you are doing it right, the authority will not get involved. They will not even know you. They will not even have you on their record. A lot of you your children cannot even speak your language. And that is where you got it wrong. So you cannot even speak to your language to your child in the presence of the police and say, listen, oh, brother, that one low. Oh, brother, reply. And the Igbo one should have known what to say immediately. Biko. Biko. A lot of you didn't get it right at all. You know, and that's what brought this topic up. Charity begins at home. She says some social workers, which is true at Queen. Yeah, thank you. It is the duty of a teacher to ask a child that comes into school looking unhappy, to ask a child that comes to school looking unhappy and sad what the matter is. It's part of the job of a teacher to care for kids. Exactly. Thank you. I accepted and I agree. I haven't got problem in those things. Don't get me wrong. I don't want us to twist any language. I don't want you to get twisted. I agree with you. Majority of social workers were even a foreigners, not even born in Britain. They can be so wicked. Unless we have instances and circumstances, it will be very difficult. Yeah, that's it. Benny, Christ begins at home. Charity begins at home. Some social workers are the devil. Okay. Some social workers are out of context. Okay. That is classified as young carer if the 15-year-old is taking regular care of the younger siblings. Thank you. Thank you. 16 is okay, not 15. Thank you. That's what I thought as well. Thank you. Thank you, ma. They are both girls. Okay. They are both girls. You know, I think Queen T is an expert. She says 16-year-old would be okay to look after that 3-year-old, not 15-year-old. She says 16-year officially would be okay to look after the 3-year-old, not the 15-year-old. But it depends on how you've brought them up, my dear. Both of them can be in the house. Believe me, if you have trained that 15-year-old to be a grown-up person and matured more than 18, 19 years old, of course she can do it. Please. We've all been there before and trained children. So of course she can do it. The system is complicated. The system that says that you should not spank your child is the same system already built prisons for those child in future. Did you hear that? The system is complicated, this person said. And he said that the system said that no one should smack their children. But then unfortunately, the system is the one that built prisons for those children's future. Of course, now, a child that is not well properly tamed, will end up being in prison because they will not have a good career. They will not have university career. They will not have a training career. They will not have employment. They will not be in labor force, in labor market. So as a result of that, at the end of the day, they will be on the streets stealing, joining gangs, going into Nest and taking things away from Nest shop, from Top Man, from Buttons, wanted to look good from JD. If any of you were around when the London riot broke out in 2000 and when it was the London riot. London riot was horrific, but it ended up being those children that were not tamed. The London riot that started probably from Tottenham, went from Tottenham to Bristol, from Bristol to Lewisham to Catford, come all the way back to my office here in Woolwich at the back of my office. In fact, it's only the grace of God. My office escaped the riot, but my second floor, my first floor was attacked, but I was not attacked. My office was not attacked because somebody said that don't touch lawyer's office. I don't know where I got that opportunity or the grace from, but somebody said somehow that no, don't go there, don't touch that office. Bear it in mind, I've been in that area for long, and I've never done anything bad to anybody. So of course, whether white or black, they will protect my interest. But London riot was as a result of parents not taking proper care of their children, because when it was the period of BBM. BlackBerry Messenger, when that incident occurred, and they used BlackBerry Messenger to send it out message that they are moving to Woolwich, they are moving to Catford, they are moving to Woolwich, they are moving to Bristol, they are moving to Tottenham. It was BlackBerry messengers that they used. Listen, a child that is not well brought up will join them, because when they were coming to Woolwich, my son received WhatsApp, And he quickly said to me that, Mommy, where are you? That somebody has told them that they are moving to Woolwich now. I said, I'm on my way. I've left Woolwich already. Now, if it's not a child that was properly brought up and taken care of, he will have come out and leave the house and said, listen, I'm around, let me join you. But God forbid bad thing. But he was the one that said to me that they have moved to Woolwich, that they have left so area. And he doesn't know them. He was BlackBerry Messenger that is sending the message viral. He did not know anybody from Adam that were involved in that attack. But it was as a result of bad parenting that makes those children there. And when Sky News were interviewing them, do you realize that some of them were saying that they have kids at home, that they're going to use that thing that they stole from the shop to take care of their children? Now, when a 16 or 17-year-old is having child in the house, is it not part of bad parenting? Hello? Hello? That call is from Ontario in Canada. And I think she must be struggling, so she'll probably call back. But that phone call is from Ontario. You know, I think she's calling back again. Hello? Hello? Yeah, hi. We're on. Yes, I'm on a live program. Are you comfortable?
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so go ahead. The public is listening.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Yeah, I can hear you. Carry on.
I just wanted to contribute to this, this breaking up shift in the UK. I'm from North America, and like I have had issues with I've had lots of issues with the senior because of the child being services. So what I really understand, I'm also a lawyer here, and what I really understand about this is most of us, honestly, as parents, do not have time for our children. Whether they believe it or not, but that is the truth. Now, I've had this school call me at one time to tell me that my kids was not happening in school, and when they asked him a question, that he said, Mommy spanked him. And when they came home, I asked them, my first question was that they should show me the law that says that I shouldn't spank my kids. I don't know if the law here is different from the law in the UK. However, the law here says that the only people allowed to spank the kids is the father and the mother. However, the kid must be touched on the head and another part of the body. Now, I have come in contact with parents. I can have this attitude of immediately the step abroad is for their priority. Like I said, I'm a lawyer, so I deal with this a lot. I work with the criminal law defense, so I know.
Thank you.
Immediately the step in here is forget priorities. We have children as young as 16 in the jail right now because the parents are there doing this for what? Vanilla fashion, and I keep wondering, what kind of job are you doing?
Thank you.
That's the responsibility.
Exactly.
Of father.
Exactly.
I don't speak Yoruba because I was brought up in Nigeria. My father speaks Yoruba, so we have to respond in English. So I'm not sure, I speak Yoruba, but I'm not the Yoruba type. So when I come here, my kids understand Yoruba, they can speak it. But I discipline my children. I have boys, and as long as the first one was 7, I did them home. And I give them instruction and they follow. Your kids listen to you. You put them in the right way.
That's correct.
I come here and people will tell you, oh, so the instruction only there. We've gone through this path. Our parents trained us. My kids don't pick up the phone. My kids mind their business. And we have this one to say. Everything that happens at home stays at home. So still discipline of the children.
Exactly.
That means you will enjoy life together because you have nothing to worry about. The last incident I had with the theater, the teacher called me and told me, oh, my son was touching a child illegally. It's just a little boy. He was fine. I'm going to speak in my language because I don't want people to be able to call me. I'm going to do it.
Okay. I really appreciate your contribution. This is very good, and I trust there are quite a large number of people online listening. So I really appreciate what you have just put back to the public so that we can learn more from it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear. Thanks. You can hear what the young lady has just spoken about. It's all boiled down to the issue of parents taking care of the kids themselves and know exactly how to deal with their home. And this is the duty of a good mom, a good woman, a good wife, a good lady in the house. You cannot afford to save money alone and leave the kids on the street or by themselves in the house. The money that you earn at the end of the day, you're going to be wasting it on them if you don't bring them up properly. That is why I said at the beginning of this program, sacrifice. You need to be able to sacrifice your time, and compromise has to come into it as well. I have so many years sacrificed my time to make sure that these kids are well brought up. So you might be seeing me today in the public arena and say that, oh, she's a high professional person. Yes, it is true. But it takes years for me to get to the stage where I am today. And I still have a long way to go. Because I am not the kind of person that can sit in one place and somebody else will be watching me sitting. I don't sit in one place. I am not. I'm so very uncomfortable to have a comfortable chair. So I don't believe in a comfortable seat. I manage life and I use it to the fullest. I never deprive myself, but I won't deprive my children what they have to have first. A children with good educational background go on to do better in the society. A children with well home training, properly trained from home, tend to behave very well in society. My children, they will say hello to you, uncle, hello to you, so, and they will still bow their head, even though they were born and bred in England. You know, it is the way I have trained them of the norms and culture of the background where we come from. It is not only the majestic queen that we can bow her head for. It is imperative that children know that somebody that is older than you, you have to prostrate or bow for them. But when they are bound for you, don't put your hand on their head. Because it's irritating and it's quite disgusting. I hate it. When children are prostrating and greeting you, and then you place your hand on their head, it is uncalled for. You don't do that. Respect is reciprocate. But you should train children in a way that you should let them know that when they see someone older than them, They should not call them by their first name and say hello Tokunbo. They should be trained to know that they will have to say hello auntie, and that's more than enough for everybody to take in. I know we have lost our priorities, and it is really showing. Yeah, you're right. The parents have lost their priority. Some of them cannot even speak their language to their children in the house. They are ashamed of it. I have a lady in my church. She's an Ibadan girl. Even though we were both born in England, but we were both taken back to Nigeria at our younger age before we returned back to be brought up here. What I realized that she's ashamed of her heritage. She goes to my church. She's Ibadan Idigin. She doesn't speak Yoruba, and she pretends as if she never hears Yoruba, but forgetting that we both brought up by parents, by friends. My mother and her mother, they were friends at that time in England. So when we were returning back to Nigeria, we traveled back on the same ship with our parents, our mom, because our dad didn't travel back with us straight away. The father stayed behind and worked more to get more money. So when we were going back on ship, we were both on ship, so we traveled back 21 days. There was no plane then because you have to cargo things. So we traveled back on ship where there's party, there's everything going on. My mother and our mother enjoyed life with their friends. Every country they get to, they stop, they do shopping and go back inside the ship. We were in the house partying in the room and opening lights and doing things on the ship there in our room. But up to today as we speak, she has lost the decorum, she has lost the tribe, she has lost the heritage. She's not proud of her language. And it's not that she have complete British accent. Her English is not different from what I'm speaking at the moment. So you can tell that she's still from Nigeria, that she still have that language. Because anyone that's been taken out of the country when they were at a tender age and they grow up in another country and come back, they tend to have the language of the country they grew up in. And that is why you see many Nigerian children that are brought into UK from their tender age. They have British accent because they were brought in at a tender age. So she grew up in Nigeria the way I was grown up. So we came back. But she pretend as if she can never speak Yoruba. But she hears and pretend. So when I speak Yoruba to her, she will reply back to me in English, and I just laugh. In standard, in any ramification, she's not even up to my standard in everything God has placed before me. But so why should you deny your heritage? Remember, I used to say that Omo Ibadan tí ó bá lóko, ọmọ àlè ni, is because I know Ibadan very well. Lagos is not for any man's land. Lagos is for all of us. So we are all Lagosians. So anyone that is black or not white, and you don't have, even white have their village, they will tell you that they come from Yorkshire, they come from Dorset, they come from Edinburgh, they come from this, they are Jodis, they are that, but they live in London. That is a sign of a root. That shows the roots you come from. And anyone that uses the left hand to describe his house or house is a bastard. And when we mean left hand to describe, we do not say that actual left hand. We're saying that you are denying your heritage. You are denying your background. So you are a bastard. We're not actually saying the saying of left hand. It's just in a proverbial manner. But in a real sense, you are denying your root. So you tend to, people can easily call you a bastard. So it's not advisable. Kids need to be trained properly. They need to understand your language, even if they can't speak it. That's not a problem, because mine understand everything completely. So when we have people in the house to come and check things, I speak to them in Yoruba and say, listen, Mulosi bibai, o boro shibai, o boro son kabai, so bibai ni kabai wa. And that is when they come to the house to come and check gas or electricity or plumbing in the house, and I am there. I don't want to bother myself to be standing up and down. I just tell one of them to go and lead them to where it is. But I will speak language and say, listen, take him down there and go and show him what he's looking for. But if you don't train a child properly, how would you be able to communicate with them in the public place? And that is very important, that our heritage, our language, we need to appreciate it. In fact, they are even calling me to come and submit a report for PhD. I'm telling them that at the end of the day, when I get the PhD, is it not money I'm going to use it for? So why do I have to come and crack my brain again after all what I've read in my career? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not just something that somebody can just say that, yes, you want to ignore those children and you want to go and chase pounds. Ọmọ tí a ò bá kọ́, if you are a Yoruba person, òun ló máa gbé ilé tí a bá kọ́ tà lọ́la. A child that is not well trained is a child that will sell properties that you have used your money to buy. A child that is not well trained is a child that will sell your properties without your consent in your lifetime. I have involved in one litigation in the past. That litigation was almost 15 years now. It wasn't directly to my practice. It was with my boss. So that case involved boss. It was a case of Halifax Bank. Halifax against my boss client. My boss client was an elderly woman who bought property with her husband and her daughter. Unfortunately, when the husband died, it remains the woman and her daughter. You know what happened? The poor woman at her older age, the stupid daughter got boyfriend, and the boyfriend got into her brain and told her to go and take £200,000 on that mortgage from Halifax, and they forged the old woman's signature. And you know, bank being bank, they don't give a monk because ignorance of law is not an excuse. What happened is that Halifax realized that the mortgage has not been paid properly as it was supposed to be paying. So they went into litigation. And the case became bigger and bigger and bigger. So it was Halifax versus our client's name, which was so big at that time. The case was in the public. In fact, when the old woman died, Halifax was part of the group that buried her. All of us, there were many solicitors that went in black suit to bury that old woman because we were so emotional that all she has worked for all her life, at her older age, she ended up suffering for it. She could not enjoy the labor of her hand. The money she's supposed to be enjoying in the home, to be having things for herself. Untrained daughter, I would say she's an untrained daughter, got a stupid boyfriend, and they took the money and they ran to Australia. They have a son, but the son was helpless. He couldn't do anything. In fact, the son was on a wheelchair, so he was helpless. So the daughter was useless. That problem is one of the reasons that takes the old woman's life quickly, even though she's coming to 80-something years. But she probably would have lived more had that litigation wasn't there. Because we were all in litigation to ensure that the pile of solicitors involved in that case put in all the skills and expertise that's required for the litigation. So those of us that were in conveyancing in property, we checked the contract law carefully. We ensured that everything were in place. We look at the mortgage documents. We look at the documents in the house of the property. We look at everything that we're supposed to. So the litigation took us over a year to conclude. We concluded and we finalized and we got some change back for the mom, for the older woman, for the elderly woman. But it wasn't that long she died. Because every time we go to court, we have to put her in a wheelchair to take her to court. So we have the trainees with us to take her along for us. So it was about a list of solicitors, a pile of solicitors that had to go to court to sort that case. But in the end, that case was one of the cases that killed that woman quickly. That is an untrained child. And I will not pray that any of us will be in that situation in our lifetime. So we should have time. We should have time to train them properly. Do not ignore a child. Do not ignore a child and say work. Oògùn tá a fowó ṣe ẹ̀yìn àrò ló ń gbé. Ilé tí a fi tọ́ ọmọ ìrìn ní òwò. Tó bá gbọ́ Yorùbá kó máa interpret ẹ̀. Ilé tí a fi tọ́ ọmọ ìrìn ní òwò. Oògùn tí a fi owó ṣe ẹ̀yìn àrò ló ń gbé. Ọmọ tí a bá kọ́ òun ló ń gbé ilé tí a kọ́ tà lọ́la. So we need to understand what they are doing. That's my language and I'm not prepared to interpret. But if I see anyone that can put it there, they can go and put it there. It's not that I cannot put it there, but I really want those who want to hear it properly. Because it seems that some Yoruba women have failed in the diaspora. They have failed gallantly. They have failed bigly. They chase money more than anything else. All they know is party and go and work overnight. And it's really unfair to the children that you are living in the house. You don't mind your business. You mind your neighbor's business. You mind somebody else's situation and leave your own uncared for. And it's really terrible. Things can be done properly. If you have time for your children, if you stay in the house, if you look after them, you will not have a headache on your children. It is the children that you don't care for that tend to bring you into problem. Some people are so proud that their 16-year-old is giving belly to girl outside. Some people are so proud that their 21-year-old is pregnanting a girl outside. What is the joy there when the father of that child is not even working, or when the girl that get pregnant is not even working? At the end of the day, you're bringing it to us, public funds. We are the one that's going to train that kind of untrained child that's giving birth to children in the society without having a job or education. You are using our money to train them, and it's a cost because it's public funds, it's taxpayers' money that you are using and wasting. When we're supposed to cater for our elderly in the homes, our older people that have worked and fight for us for our needs, for UK to be where UK is today. UK is not just come to this stage today. People have sacrificed for us to be here today, for us to be able to stand today. Somebody of my father caliber has paid his due. So I will not encourage anyone to think that UK is just for Dick and Harry. And you come to England and come and work and don't contribute back into the society. It makes me cry. People need to be able to know how to contribute. And the only way to contribute is to train your kids. Have time to train them and let them become somebody in the society. How many Nigerian backgrounds do you have in parliament? How many Nigerian backgrounds do you have in top home office department or social service department? It's about time people need to start reasoning. Where you live is your home, not where you are not living. You may have 50 properties overseas. That's your headache. The place you are living is place you have to think of first. And you have to take care of the country and the economy of the well-being of the nation. And the only way to take care of the economy of the nation is to contribute into the society. Train your children, let them go far to go and work and contribute. You yourself have time for them. And as a result of that, no social services or social worker can step on your toes. But if you don't do that, they will step on your toes. They will see you as an idiot and they will want to take advantage of your idiotness. So don't give room, please. Have time. If you are a single parent, you are going into employment and want to work night as a nurse, take a guardian to look after kids that are underage. I'm not saying you cannot work because you have children. No, it's not done elsewhere. But you should be able to juggle them together. But because in my time, I've juggled things together. When I was at law school in this country, I was even pregnant some of my journey. I was even in classroom with pregnancy. But I still study and come out with a good grade, with a good career. Because I have focus. If you don't have focus and you leave kids behind and you start running up and down for chasing pounds and chasing money, what does that have to do in your life? At the end of the day, what is the point of having money and not having peace of mind? So I want us to look into those areas properly. And that's the reason why I bring in this topic. Please change your time if it's possible. Discuss with your employer that you have underage children. You cannot work night now. If it's only 2 days you want to work 2 days. If you have papers to work, then go back to the government and let them rectify it and go and claim tax credit. Go and claim child credit if you have paper to work. Because if you have younger children there, you cannot work in the night. You cannot do night shift. Who is going to look after them for you? If you earn enough money, then get a guardian for them to look after them. Don't leave kids on their own. Make sure they are well looked after, they are tidy. Make sure they take breakfast before they go to school. And if they are closing, the guardian or the person who is going to pick them, let the person be at the school gates to pick them on time. Don't leave children on the street with uncare attitude. It's not worth it. These are the children that you are going to rely on at your old age. So you need to take care of them. Some children are unforgiving. They're not going to forgive you if they are not properly looked after and they remember things that they have passed through at their younger age. They will bring the blame on you. So I'd rather say to you today that it is time for you to compromise and sacrifice your time so that these kids can become somebody in the society. Anyone can do it. Forget about somebody else telling you that it cannot be done. Anybody can do it. You can do it anytime you want to do it. It's all a matter of understanding, a matter of knowing what to do and how to go about it. If you need help, you know where I am. You can contact me in the office and come and take advice. I am not shy away because I have experience. I have experience both from home and professionally, so it's not a problem. Let's read something before I go. Aha, another the same expert, Queen T. They should stop blaming their inabilities on single parents. Yeah. So you should not be saying that because you are a single parent, that's why things is happening to you. No, you shouldn't use that language. It's so uncalled for. If you have got it wrong, you've got it wrong on your own because you are careless. You cannot be saying because you are a single parent. There are many expert single parents out there. There are many good single parents doing very well in the society, taking care of kids and bringing them up properly. So I will not accept with you that because you are a single parent, that's why things is happening. No, you should stop bringing that blame. No. It's unacceptable. Yeah, single parents. Yeah. Thank you so much. Please try to inspire more parents, especially single parents. Yeah, single parent, you can do it. If you have right to remain in the UK, right to work in the UK, you can do part-time and get the remaining from child tax credit. You know that. If you are on a no recourse to public funds, it means you're on a limited leave. That can be taken care of. We can ask the government to take it off. If you are a single parent and your hours you cannot do full time because of your underage children. But we must see the evidence. We must see your bank statement. We must see your pay slips to know how much you are earning. And then we can assist you to speak to the stakeholder to take it off from your document. It can be taken off. But we will not, it's a situation where we will take it off. We have to see evidence. It's not going to be taken off. I'm not going to represent you to the authority to take it off. If you're going to be claiming money to be using to buy flash cars, we work out before we can get cars. If you're not up to the stage of getting big car, you don't use big cars. You must be able to pay for cars when you buy cars on your own, not for government money. You cannot be using government money to be paying for cars. The public funds is to assist those who are less privileged. Is to assist those who cannot afford to. So you should not let anybody be painstaking black people or painstaking Asian people or painstaking single parent. Don't allow that they should be painting single parent or painting black people or painting Asian community. No, anybody can do well in any country where you are. It depends your ability to strive. And that is what you need to do. But in all we do, charity begins at home. You need to start from house. If you don't put your home in order, you cannot go well to do well in the society. Because a restful mind is a mind that do well, that can think well. When you have peace in mind, you tend to do well in the society. You can contribute and do anything you want to do. So the advice before I leave you today is that if you're a single parent and you have right to work in the United Kingdom, get assistance through the stakeholders of Welfare Benefit Department and tell them this is the situation. If you have limited leave to remain, get advice from us as a solicitor. The government can be advised to take it off if we have evidence that you are a single parent. But don't leave children overnight on their own because of pound sterling you are chasing, so that you don't get yourself into mess. If they take children from you nowadays, the foster parents are using it to make money. You're not going to get that child back on time, believe me. And if you haven't got papers and they take first child, second child from you, you're not going to be able to get paper. It means you're useless and they will be willing to deport you at any time. If first child and second child is taken from you, third child is taken from you, and you are not a citizen of the United Kingdom, they will be willing to remove you because it means you are not responsible. So somebody else is taking that responsibility from you. So you need to be careful. That's just the bottom line. You've got to be really careful. She's not saying that every single parent make excuses, okay? We're just saying that people should not use it as a channel. Because there are some single parents that are working hard out there. So she's not saying that, madam. Above all, the place of prayer too is very important. So you should also put God first. That's what this person is saying. You should also know how to pray. Do not place people. No. Listen. Do not place hands on somebody else's children's head. When a child is bowing down to greet you, do not place your hand on their head. They are not your children. Don't get it wrong. Do not place your hand on somebody else's children's head when they are trying to respect you in their culture. Bow down to greet you. You can touch them on shoulder, but don't put hand on their head. It's not good. It's not right. You are not the parent. So don't put your hand on somebody else's children's head. It is not right. It's not ethic. It's not right at all. It's not healthy. Claire said, one of my girlfriends works 7 days a week. Her 13-year-old has gone off rails. Yeah, because she works 7 days a week, so she should be blaming herself. Tell your girlfriend, my dear friend, tell your girlfriend that she has chased money than her child, so she should get the blame by herself. Exactly. God will help us all. Amen. At least you will be doctor, lawyer. Queen, you sure about that? Me, I'm leaving line, no. I'm leaving line. I've given you enough time to call me. I've given you enough time to call now. Yes, I'll be leaving line now. Do you want to talk quickly? Yeah, hello?
Hello, ma. Good afternoon, ma. Please, I just want to ask a question regarding, not directly to the show at the moment, but something similar, please.
Okay, what's the question?
The question is, I've got 2.5 years, and my partner is a British citizen, and he's the one that's been paying the children's money.
Yeah.
He's the one that has been collecting it, but when
and
he collects the money,
and he pockets it.
Exactly. We don't really take care of the house. I do part-time job, but when the salary comes, when they are paying every month, they pay 26 of every month. The short is he's not doing anything with it. And with the money, I'm still the one taking care of the kids and everything. And I went to the job center that if they can please be paying it into my account, but they said no. I don't know. Maybe they did it. Maybe he went to tell them not to pay it into my account.
Hold on. Do you have a indefinite leave or British passport? What do you have?
I have 2.5 years, ma'am.
But have you checked the back of the condition? Does the condition says you can take? So you didn't do anything. It's automatic.
He said okay.
He didn't do anything, and you cannot be able to take it up because it's in your life. So that's it. That's just it. So you need to talk to him quietly and peacefully and see how you can do it.
So they can't pay.
No, they will not take it off on you. They will not take the condition off because it's in your life. You are a married woman.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, dear. Yeah. Poor woman, but there's nothing she can do. See, this is why people go on their own as a single parent, because the guys are really, really reckless. Some of them are reckless in their thinking, in their dealings, and it's so unfair. You're taking the money and you are spending it. You're not sharing it with the person who is really doing all the headache. It's really unfair. I have to go now. I have to appreciate you all. I want to thank you very much. Queen said that I am a single parent and I raised 3 children successfully. So she's not referring to anybody. She's speaking from experience. That's what Queen is saying here. Queen T. She says she's a single parent and raised 3 children successfully. So she's speaking from experience or the advice possibly. So please, people, when we're talking, she's not talking to anybody. Okay? Only I agree with you. Train your child so that you can have peace. Amen. Amen. True talk, ma. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you too. Not just Yoruba women. African women in general chase money, and the little time they have, they don't do to children or so. Okay? You are making a lot of sense, ma. Thank you, my dear. I am a single parent too. I have 2 graduates. The 3rd one will be graduating. Exactly. That's fine. So we are not going against single parents here. Please don't let us put words into people's mouth. We are correcting careless mommy and daddy that leave children on their own, and the silly social workers getting involved unnecessarily and taking children away. So we are asking questions: what is going wrong? Why is it becoming an issue now? Why is it so common nowadays in the 21st century that we have a lot of headache on this kind of matter, especially in the last 2005, 2006 upward now? It's becoming rampant. Children are being taken away from parents to social care, and when they take them away, they take them to foster care. The foster care are not interested other than in the money, so the children are not well placed, are not well taken care of. So you guys need to step up your ladder and take your children back from the authority and take care of your children. So you have to be careful. ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní orísun tẹ́ ṣì ń padà lọ jíbà fún àwọn baba ńlá yín, fún àwọn ancestors yín, careful, case, everything you are doing here, people are watching back home. So you need to be careful. How do you manage if you can't afford a nanny? Okay, very good question. There has to be two of you in that relationship in the first instance, so you can do shift work. If not, you drop and let one go to employment and you stay full-time at home and take care of the kids as a woman. Yeah, if there are two of you in the system, in that home, father and mother taking care of the kids, you can drop for him. If the work comes to work, calculate the money that you will spend for childminder and everything, and see if you get employment and calculate your employment, what they will pay you and what you pay childminder. See which one got it, which one will benefit you most and benefit children, and then you take it on from there. If there are two of you, you can drop. If it's only you and you're a single mother, you can still drop and go and take care of the kids first. Or you do part-time work. There are some employers that can take part-time people. You know, you do work from, say you drop children at school at 7:30 or 8 in the morning, and then you go to work and then finish at 2:30 and then return back to pick them up. You work local, so you can still manage things and do things round. But don't leave children in the house on their own at night. It's uncalled for. God bless you too. I hope they will hear. That's what somebody said. God bless you too. This means the house that was built with saliva, with shaking. I can't read properly now. Thank you so much. Thank you too, my dear. I really enjoy your contribution to the Queen T. You are a fantastic person. Your contribution was so intermittent. It follows one after the other, so it makes sense. It makes us to be able to read it and see what you are saying. Okay, if you can't afford a nanny work while the kids are in school, go and do few hours of job. Yeah, exactly. What you don't suffer for, you can't know the value. Evangelist Henry, that's it. Thank you, ma. Charity begins at home. Thank you. Well said. Thank you. And please, parents should have the number of kids you can financially, emotionally. What are you saying here now? I can't read your finished content, Ruth. Thank you, ma, for telling them. Thank you, too, for listening to us. Thank you. Thanks for taking the bull by the horns. This is clearly on call. Bull by the horns. I like that. I love you guys so much. You are fantastic. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Continue the good work. Okoye, thank you. I love you, too. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you loads. Quentin, Nigerian children are overrepresented in care system. I had a program on Benti. Okay. Are you the one running that program? Can you let us know what the program is about, it's all about, and let us take it from there and see whether we can encourage parents to look at it. I have really learned a lot. Thank you a lot. God bless you, ma. God bless you too. What age can be left in the day? It's short trips allowed. I don't think so. I don't think so. As long as they are not 18. At least from 16 can be okay if it's well-mannered and tamed, you know. But you have to be careful because I have a lot of evidence that I'm brought out here, but I don't want to share them here. I have so much heavy evidence from people that I can bring out that you will know that even 17-year-old is useless to be left in the house if the mother is useless in the first instance. A 17-year-old boy is useless to be left alone in the house because the mother is also useless, and I have evidence, but I'm not discussing that now. So that is it. I have to go now. I appreciate you all. Thank you for your fantastic contribution. I have read all the write-up here. You are all fantastic. And I will review them again and contribute back again when I finish reviewing them. But I have to leave public work now today, and then I'll be back anytime during the week or the weekend when I have time. I appreciate you all. Kudos to you. I throw my hat. The Londoners. Thank you. Bye for now. Bless you all. There isn't music today. I don't know why I didn't do music today. I just probably got carried away. Okay. You know, so let me see if I can do some music before we go. Thank you so much. You are all fantastic. I also look at something that can just put people on their, you know. Thank you so much as well. You saying this? God has been faithful. That is the crop of my garden. What is this? Apple. I am the apple. The apple of my eye. The apple of God. That's from my garden. My boss are inside. They just allow me to run my program the way I run my mouth. Oh God, I love you guys. I really appreciate you. Fantastic. I love you dearly, because without you, program cannot run smoothly on a social media. And the way the social media law is controlled now, we have to be careful with what we say and what we discuss. The government of the United Kingdom is bringing in a new law to control what people say on social media. So if it's a fake one, we will definitely find out that it's a fake one, and it will be traced back to the owner. So there's nothing called fake. When people are saying something is fake, it's not fake. Somebody created it, so it's not fake. And you can trace the IP back. So nothing is fake. It doesn't matter whether they use right thing. If Mark Zuckerberg wants to find out whether it's fake or real, they will find out overnight. So it's not a problem at all. Nothing is fake online. We will definitely find out if somebody used fake profile to communicate, you know. But I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you. And I have to go now. The weather is quite heavy. So I want to order for my cold fridge drink. You know, I want to order for a cold drink from the fridge. And my bosses will not come to me here unless I finish my program. I switch off completely. So I thank you. I throw my heart. Bless you all. And I love you. Bye for now.